This morning we get to learn from a local artist and publisher all about this latest creative convention. We have Keith Finch on deck to give us the latest details from Morphodroids' #1 deluxe edition crowdfunding campaign. Trying to make sure I fit all those words in.
You got it.
Thank you for making the time to be here this morning.
Thanks for having me. Really excited. We kicked off the Kickstarter this morning. For those who aren't familiar with what Kickstarter is, essentially it's a funding platform, so we can help get printing and postage and all that stuff covered and help get the word out about this project.
It's super neat. And so we were talking a little bit before the commercial break. We actually bonded because you said you went to school with my parents.
Yeah.
We know all the same people.
Right.
But it's something we talked about too, is that a lot of artists, a lot of people think comics probably come from New York. They come from all these big cities. But there's a lot of local artists that were a part of this project specifically. Tell me who all is just into this entire book.
Well, it would be, we would spend the entire time talking about everyone. There is another local artist who participated, and there's over 20 people locally, all across the country, all across the world. But Travis Knight is the artist who did a really great piece for this project. He's recently, he made a big splash with his Cracker Barrel riff on their little logo.
On their logo controversy,
situation. It's super fun project.
How neat is that? So tell me a little bit, Morphodroids, that's kind of a mouthful.
Yeah.
How'd you kind of come up with the concept for that, the name?
Well, I can't claim that.
Okay.
This is based on a obscure mid-'80s, not quite Transformers, not quite GoBots toy line. The story is during COVID lockdowns. I'm going through my comics. I'm kind of cataloging everything.
Sure.
And this ad on this vintage comic just kept coming up, and I'm like, what are these things? I was the perfect age to know about them. I knew nothing about them, so you kind of go down a rabbit hole.
I love that.
And track down the gentleman who originally made the toys and got the rights, and here we are.
How neat. That is so cool. And I want to look at this beautiful, just graphic comic that we have right here as well. We were talking about this earlier. Did you you drew this one, right? Yeah,
this is the one piece I drew for the comic. It's the segue into issue 2. We're introduced to the Mr. Moore, who's an industrialist who's pulling the strings behind the scenes.
How neat is that? And so tell me how you made this out of, what was your media for this?
So this is all India ink and paper. So a lot of the artists are working digitally now. I tend to work traditionally.
Can't beat it.
And then color it digitally.
How cool is that? But I mean, something that doesn't, I'm sure that wasn't super duper expensive or something for all of those tools. I mean, I think some people think I have to buy the most expensive brushes in the world and all these things to be able to make this work. And you're like, no, if you have the talent and the ambition, you can really make this work. So tell me specifically, you talked about kind of just the passion that you have specifically with this project. Anything else you wanted to mention, some of the artists from across the globe that are working on it, and what you're really excited to be able to bring this story to life?
Well, whenever I started on the project, it's like, okay, what do you want this to be?
Sure.
I wanted this to be a project that a parent could read with their child, and they're each going to get something different from it.
Yeah.
The comic part is probably going to be more for the children. There's a lot of what we call back matter that talks about government conspiracies, industrial espionage. There's a whole backstory that if you read the entire book, you're going to get a much deeper understanding of this world we're trying to create.
That's really neat, and it's something too I think a lot of kids can grow up reading, and then later you come back as an adult and you're like, wait a minute. It's like the pieces start to fit together, and you're like the light bulb moment. So tell me, as we're kind of getting a little bit more wrapped up this morning, anything that you are hoping that readers will connect with specifically, or what your just main hope for this project is? Well,
the main hope obviously is that we reach our funding goal to be able to put it out in physical format. But as far as takeaways from it, this is a all ages type story. It's not going to, there's nothing in here that's salacious in the least. Just wanted to create something that people could enjoy, and Yeah.
Sometimes that's all there is
Yeah.
to it, Keith. Well, thank you so much for making the time to be here this morning. To
thank
learn
you.
more about it, where can we go? Morphodroids.com?
Morphodroids.com, that's morphodroids.com, and that will send you to the crowdfunder.
Perfect. You didn't know you have a spelling contest this morning. We'll see you again coming up after this.
Thanks.